Namaste everybody. It's time to come back to our mats to take a vinyasa session. So we're just going to sit for a moment. We're going to look at shoulders today. So obviously any joint is where we'll hold tension, but particularly if we're not moving around very much or we're carrying a lot of stress and anxiety at the moment, then obviously that's going to transfer into the shoulders, or the shoulders start to hunch. And maybe into the hips and around the abdomen where it can disrupt our digestion. So we're going to look at sort of freeing up those areas, and it is a vinyasa class, so we will be keeping moving. There are some periods though where we're a bit more static, and if you've got a couple of blocks, that would be really useful. You can use similar sized Tupperware boxes, so you don't have to use these. You can use sandwich boxes, Tupperware boxes. We're not going to be using them to rest on particularly, so they don't have to be particularly sturdy. We're just going to be resting hands on them and using them to hold behind us. If you've got a strap or a scarf, that would also be really useful, as we can start to really open up into the shoulders and the hips. So first of all, we're going to start by lying down. So you can bring yourselves down into practice. We're going to lie flat. If it's not comfortable for you on your lower back, then keep your legs bent. If you feel that you're carrying quite a lot of tension around your hips and lower back, then keep your legs bent. And think about in the practice how you can stop and rest, and just focus on looking out for what you need at the moment. There's no need to do all of the class all of the time, so you can sort of revisit bits maybe at other times. So first of all then, when you're lying down, you need to have your strap to hand, and we're going to be doing a lying leg lift, so a bit like Ardha Hasta Padangusthasana, but we're just going to strap around one leg. So assuming that you've done your back openers and your apanasanas to release your lower back and your hips, then we're just going to lie down, so lying completely flat. We're going to try and bring excuse me, a bit crispy around the throat today. I'm going to bring the leg up straight and hold onto it, if you can, with both hands. So we're going to kick away through the heel, straighten the leg, avoid locking out the knee, and just draw the leg back into the body. You can activate the other leg as well. And then gradually, resting your head down, you can start to kick through the heel and just start to draw the leg up. Now, it doesn't matter really where it gets to. We're not looking necessarily at the perfectly perpendicular leg. We're just looking at stretching out deep into the bottom and to the lower back. So just keep the leg activated, keep stretching and lengthening, and just draw that leg in to where you can feel a comfortable stretch. If there's trembling going on or burning, then that's too much, so lessen it off, okay? And just start to see if you can just explore stretching the hamstrings. Lovely. Carefully does it. This is activating the legs. You might want to bring the bandhas in at this point, because our next move after this set is to straighten both legs without the belt. So we're going to need to activate the bandha area quite early on. If you want to take an optional leg open, if you've been doing more running than you normally do, like I have, particularly exercising the two dogs, you might want to just open up the outer hip. You've got an option here. You can roll off to the same side as the leg and then spin away, or you can stay expanded away from the leg and stretch away. Your call. Again, keeping both legs active, keep drawing the energy back into the hip and activating the muscles in the right way. Release that leg off, hug it into the hip, and just release. See if you can just feel how much work and stretch has gone into the back of the thigh and into the bottom, into the glutes and the outer hip. Swap the legs over. So again, if you need to stretch away, have a rest in the middle if you prefer. Onto the other side, so stirrup the other foot, both hands onto the belt, stretching the other leg away if that's comfortable for you, and holding on to the strap with both hands, resting the head down. Kick through the heel of the lifted leg, activate the other leg, and draw the energy up the leg, back into the belly, into the bandhas, and avoid locking out the knee. Drawing that leg up so you can feel the stretch coming on. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to get to vertical. You're just looking at getting that comfortable stretch down into the back of the hamstrings. Breathing here. And then carefully drawing it across the body, feeling the stretch change into the outer hip, and carefully either staying on one side and rolling away, or turning over, resting, activating, keep both legs active, and then spinning away to the other side, depending on where you want the stretch to focus in your back. So you can try both ways and see which suits you. Keep breathing here, keep the legs active, band is working. Lovely. Release the head, bring the leg back up, bend the knee into the body and release it off. And you can just soften and activate on that hip just to release it off. Lovely. Excellent. So releasing the strap now, putting it out to the side, we're going to have both legs up and we're going to take a shoulder opener here. So this is slightly different to how we would normally do it. Okay, so we're going to, I'll talk you through it. Probably going to turn sideways for this so you can see exactly what my arms are doing. So carefully here then, we're going to bring both legs up straight. Now this isn't easy, okay? So we need to activate the bandhas, we need to level off the pelvis. You're looking for that natural lordosis in your lower back, so you can fit a hand under here just about, okay? Activate the bandhas and bring the legs up. Okay, lovely. We're going to stretch one arm out and bring the other hand onto the torso, so over to the other side of the ribs. Okay, so carefully does it. This arm, the straight arm, is going to be your brake. Suck in, tuck the chin in, and draw the legs in as you carefully roll off and lower. So you're going to roll into where you can comfortably stay. If you start to feel gravity taking over, hold here, stretching away through the shoulders. Deep breath in, back to center. Swap the arms over, carefully does it, rolling away into that straight arm. Keep activating the leg, activating the bandhas, breathing here, and hold. Okay, you might want to hold just above the floor or a bit higher, really pushing into the floor. It's quite strong. Take a rest in the middle if you need to. Hug the knees in, release off. Take the arms out again, stretch up, bring the hand in, lower over. See if you can go a little bit lower this time. I can't go very low on this side because of the mic pack. So carefully does it, stretching away, lengthening, holding, really pushing the shoulder in to the floor, bringing it back up, swap the hands over, rest the head, turn away, activate the legs, activate the bandhas, carefully does it, lowering down to the other side and hold. Breathing here, strong work, particularly around the torso, into the serratus and down into the bandhas and the tummy. Bring the knees in, rest for a moment. Lovely, and carefully does it. Coming up to kneeling then. So we're going to bring ourselves to kneeling. I know for some of you the kneeling isn't your favourite position. So find a comfortable kneeling position. If you've got a couple of sofa cushions, you can also put those on your feet and prop yourself up as high as you can. So sitting up nice and tall here, drop the shoulders down the back and just guide the chin backwards a little bit so you feel that stretch going on down into the mid-back. I'm going to bring the arms up straight and engage, draw the shoulders in and down, and I'm going to bring the arms out to the diagonal. Lovely. So and then we're going to roll the shoulders. So it's like you're working through treacle. You're going to push and slide, lift and roll, really sort of exploring the full range of movement. Keep the arms active, keep drawing the chin down and in, draw the shoulders down, and then just slide all the way along the bottom. The arms don't have to be mega straight, but they are active. And draw up again, all the way back up and round. Don't worry, this is a vinyasa class. When we get going, you'll see why we're doing this. Okay, so really opening up. We really want to work the shoulders and exercise them, really warm them up properly. So again, working on the shoulders. The shoulders are going to the full range of their movement. Okay, and it's really, really active. You're almost squeezing together at the front, sliding and lifting, tucking the chin in all the way round, and you feel the shoulders really starting to sort of fatigue and the arms fatiguing as well. So release off, shake them out. Okay, excellent. Okay, so then we're going to start lying down now. So on our fronts, we're going to be prone. So we're going to bring the blocks or the Tupperware boxes in, okay? So we're going to bring them out in front, up towards the front of the mat, okay? This is, sounds easier than it is, okay, this one. So take your time, okay? It's quite a slow, subtle movement, but it works. Okay, so we're going to bring ourselves down to the floor, lying down. We're going to bring the hands onto the blocks, and the arms are in cactus position. So take your time to get the alignment just right. Elbows straight out of arms, hands on the blocks. Okay, chin can be wherever's comfy, resting the chin on the floor. Turn the head to the side or turn it to the other side as you're working. Okay, so we're going to draw the shoulders round and down just like we did. Settle yourself on the floor. Roll the shoulders back and down. Drop the elbows and lift the hands. Hold. Hold. Breathe. It's not easy. And release the hands down. Okay. If you need to release the arms backwards. Stretch up to the ceiling and release off. Okay. Just to release the deltoid there. Carefully does this. This is quite a big piece of work, particularly if the shoulders have been doing quite a lot of sort of holding. Okay, so hands flat again, relax, draw the shoulders up and down, drop the elbows into the floor, and then lift the hands. It's quite hard. Keep breathing. One arm's not doing it as well as the other. And release it off. Lovely. Bring the hands behind you, clasp, roll, tuck the chin in, and lift the clasp to the ceiling. Carefully does it then. We're going to bring the blocks out to the side and bring yourself here into a downward dog. So you can go through your knees into a swan stretch to release off. Really widen the shoulders, open up the hands to the sides of the mat, open up the armpits, move them apart and down. It's almost like you're scooping your angel wings round and down around yourself. And then carefully does it, bringing yourself up into your down dog. Take the time to get the conformation just right. So slowly moving into more practice of movement now, more asana. So keep drawing the shoulders down, opening those arms wide. The shoulders hopefully should feel quite mobile in comparison to just launching straight into a down dog. It'll be a soft dog, stretching out the toes, lifting the heels, dropping the weight through the heels, lifting the energy into the legs and stretching away. Okay, take a moment here into your down dog, and we're just going to take a light twist to each side. So you can twist and hold if you prefer. Okay, so hold the down dog, take the weight a little bit wider in the feet, and take a clasp and a twist and hold, stretch and push into the opposite foot. Lovely, and the opposite hand. Swap over, re-find your dog in the middle, and then carefully twist and hold, pushing and lengthening. Keep breathing here. Swap over, twist and hold each side, breathing, and twist and hold. Find your dog back in the middle and settle. Take a moment here, take a deep breath in, walk or jump, feet forward, feet together or feet slightly wider if you're taking care of your lower back, and then carefully into your Ardha Uttanasana. So soft knees to build the pose from the floor, open up the toes, push the feet in, push, push, push and lift. Hands to the shins, roll the shoulders back as you start to straighten and lengthen. You can feel the back and the legs activate. Breathing here. Up to you if you want to look up, or up to you if you want to align the spine and look down and keep the neck nice and happy. Your call. Lovely. Soften, push the floor away, deep breath in, lifting up, stretching up, and breathing out. Tadasana. Excellent. So we're upright. It's taken a little bit of time, but we just needed to sort of really warm up the shoulders for this first part of the practice. And you'll see why. Okay, so take a deep breath in, sweep up. Sun salutation A. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. All the way down. Use your knees if you need to. Lift up, drop the shoulders. Think about the shoulder movements in these poses. And into your down dog. Hold for a moment. Adjust. Find your dog. Stretch away and lengthen. Activate the feet. Activate the legs. Try not to look out the knees, but sucking in the bandhas. Stretching away, lengthening. Take a deep breath in. Striding forwards. Extend with your ardha to activate the shoulders. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, soften, push the floor away. Lifting up. And namaste. Number 2, deep breath in. Breathe out. Breathing in, the ardha if you prefer. Breathing out, striding the opposite leg back. Through you go your chaturanga to your up dog. Knees down if you prefer. And push back into your down dog. Adjust and hold. Think about the shoulders. Think about the mobilization of what's going on at the front end here. You can take some movement if you prefer. Walking your dog if you've been doing quite a lot of running or cycling or more than normal. Maybe you've been taking your daily exercise and maybe you want to stretch out those calves and into the outer hips, outer thighs and into the lower back. Take a deep breath in, look up, stride forward, extend, ardha, breathe out, fold, soften, push the floor away, lift yourself up, stretch up, and breathe out. Number 3, deep breath in, and breathe out. Breathing in, and breathing out. Back you go, through your chaturanga to your up dog, rolling those shoulders, dropping them down to the tail, and push back to your down dog. Settle for a moment, rest here, again pedal, or just watch the pose develop. Be with the pose, be with yourself, focus in on your breathing, in on your body. What is your body telling you? Where is talking back to you, giving you feedback? When you're ready to move, look up, stride forward, extend, breathe out, fold, breathe in, all the way up, and breathe out. Number 4, last one of this style, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. I've slowed down my sun salutations while we're at home, just to really sort of focus on breathing. So I'm not rushing through, I'm not chopping the breath off. I'm trying to encourage the breathing here. Resting here, settling. Deep breath in, look up, striding forward, extend. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, soften, push the floor away, lift up, and breathe out. Lovely. Sun salutation B here, so feet together, knees together. Use your block if you need to and drop it away. Deep breath in, and drop the shoulders. Scoop the armpits forward as you sit down into your fierce pose. Utkatasana, curl the tail under, draw the energy up into the bandhas. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, and breathe out. Stride or jump through to your chaturanga, to your up dog. Roll those shoulders back and down, take the time. And breathe out. Right leg high, sweep through to the front, back foot down, plant both feet very deliberately. Push the floor away as you open up into this left hip. Doesn't have to be a mega warrior. Lift up. Can be a small warrior. And breathe out. All the way down. Listen to what your body needs. And push back. Left leg high this time. Sweep through to the front, plugging in the feet. Push down very deliberately to really open up the back hip. Lift and extend. And breathe out. All the way down. Place. Stride back, through and up. Lift. Shoulders mobile. And push back to your down dog. Make your adjustments. Settle and hold. Tempting to keep moving. If you want to keep moving, keep moving. If you don't. It can be a soft dog. It can be a long dog. Think about the shoulders, widening the collarbones, widening the shoulder blades, sliding them slightly apart here. Deep breath in, look up, stride or jump forward, extend. Breathe out, fold. Build your pose, bend the knees, push the floor away. Curl up, turn tail under, and breathe out. Namaste. Number 2, deep breath in, into your Utkatasana. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, extend, and breathe out. Place, stride or jump. Through you go, lifting up. Drop those shoulders, open the chest, heart pings through. Shoulder blades close together. Shoulder blades slide slightly apart, but also down the back towards the tail. Right leg high. Sweep through. Plug in for your warrior. Lifting yourself up. And breathing out. Thinking with opening the front here. Through you go. Lifting up. And pushing back. Left leg high. Through to the front. Plugging in. Lifting up, opening. And breathing out all the way down. Through you go. And push back. And hold. Settle here. Rest if you need to. If you need to take a rest, come down to your knees, swan stretch, or child pose. Dropping the hands behind you, tucking chin in, resting. Still poses, still valid. Still a nice shoulder opener in both swan and child. Breathing here. When you're ready, take a deep breath in, look up, stride or jump forwards, extend. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, soften, push the floor away. Curl the tail under, bring yourself into your fierce pose. And breathe out. Just going to get a bit of air in here. Lovely. Number 3, deep breath in. And breathe out, fold. Breathe in, extend. Place, stride or jump. Through you go to your up dog. Roll those shoulders back and down, draw them together. And push back to your down dog. Right leg high, sweep through. Up to you whether you want to change it into the high heel position, go deeper. Push and straighten this back leg to activate, and then push down through both feet as you lengthen up and away out of the bandhas. Breathe out, just a subtle change if you want to. Through you go. In and out. Left leg high, through to the front, deeper into that Anjaneyasana if you prefer. Straighten that back leg, push down, then push down through the front. Use that to lengthen up and away. Breathe out, all the way down. Place, through you go, up, draw down and in, and push back, sliding over, and then draw down the back. Settle here. Take a moment, and then when you're ready, look up, slide or jump forward, through you go, extend, breathe out, fold, push the floor away, into your Utkatasana, slide and draw the shoulders down, and breathe out. Final round of B, back in, settle, breathe out, fold, breathe in, extend, place, stride or jump, through to your Chaturanga, to your up dog, knees down if you prefer. Push back to your down dog. Right leg high, sweep through to the front. Anjaneyasana lunge, your call, or you can go low if you prefer. Having all sorts of trouble with the mic wire today. So it keeps coming out. There we go. Lovely. Stretch up. Breathe out all the way down through your chaturanga to your up dog. Whatever you did on the one side, replicate on the other. So stretching up and away into that Anjaneyasana if you prefer, or variation on warrior. Breathe out all the way down. Through and up, slide the shoulders down and push back into your down dog. Adjust and settle. This time settle, no movement. Softening the knees but drawing the legs up into the belly. Deep breath in. Spring through to the front. I don't know what's the matter with my right leg today. Stretching up, lengthening. It's on strike. And breathe out. Lovely. Very good. So here then, we're going to step back. I'm going to take some work into our shoulders. Now some of these, the vinyasa to start with in this first section is actually a Vashisthasana variation. So it's a side angle pose. So we're going to be pushing into the floor, quite a big movement. So it's going to be quite some dipping of the pelvis and lifting and opening. There are variations here which I'll show you with the legs. Okay, so it's your call. So take a deep breath in and stride back with the right leg into our warrior one position. Plug that back leg in, straighten. Draw that right hip forward, bend that front leg. Take a deep breath in. I'm going to sweep the hands behind into a clasp. Roll each shoulder down into the humble warrior position now. So really open up the chest, lengthen the front of the body, plug the back leg in. Keep plugging away at the back. Draw the bandhas in, straighten up and fold. This time going onto the thigh and stretching away. Tuck the chin in and just draw the hands up and away. Keep plugging in at the back. Keep drawing the energy up the back leg and plugging in through the front leg. Not going past the thigh, resting on the thigh. Lovely. Keep breathing here. It's quite strong. Lovely. Fantastic. Push through. Follow that clasp all the way back up. Release that off. Stride the right leg forward. Stride the left leg back into the warrior, humble warrior on the other side. So plug that leg in. Bend the front knee, straightening up as best you can. Find the clasp, roll the shoulders, drop the clasp open, lengthen the front of the body, bandhas in, plug in at the back, keep plugging in at the back as you straighten up and breathe out, fold. Keep drawing the clasp away from the body as you settle. Keep lifting, drawing the shoulder blades together, tucking the chin if you prefer, or lengthening, keeping the spine nicely in line, resting on the thigh here. Keep breathing. Keep plugging in at the back, plugging in at the front, drawing yourself straight, bandhas in, and drawing up, up and away with the clasp. Breathing in here. Draw the energy back up. Lovely. I'm going to fold over the front leg, place the hands into a high plank. Okay. So rest down onto your knees momentarily while I just talk you through the variations. So I'm going to turn sideways for these. So the Vashisthasana variation here, the vinyasa, Vashisthasana vinyasa, you've got options to use your legs if you need to. Okay. So option one would be from your high plank to bring the left leg through and spin and settle. And we can still do the breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Okay, that's option one. Option two, high plank, feet wide, spin. Feet are chocked and pushing and drawing in. So lifting up, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Okay, and then option three, just take a dog in the middle there. Option three would be your feet in the primary position. Make sure that your shoulder is nicely aligned. So breathing out and breathing in, breathing out and breathing in. Settle yourself, take a rest here, stretch away. We'll take as many of those as you can on this side. Take take a rest, and then we take them on the other side. So whichever your chosen level is, bring yourself up into your plank, align your hands, spin, push away and lengthen, breathing out and breathing in, breathing out and breathing in, breathing out and breathing in. Lovely. You'll feel the serratus working quite hard here. Into your down dog or into a swan stretch. Child pose. Take a moment. Breathe here. Lovely. Excellent. So then, carefully does it from a down dog. Take a moment, roll the shoulders back and down. Reset. Lovely. So we're going to take a hand Janayasana high now. We're going to take the block. Okay, hold the block or the Tupperware box behind you, and we're just going to have fingertips on the short edge. So we're not going to press in with the hands, just going to have fingertips holding the block. Okay, so it's mainly for width purposes. We're not using it for sort of mega support. Okay, so find your Anjaneyasana, take a deep breath in. You're going to take the left leg forward, leave the right leg behind. Take as deep as you can. I'll spin sideways for this. Okay, so holding here, fingertips onto the block, open the chest, draw the shoulders together and draw the tail down and under. Keep straightening the back leg, and there is a slight arch in the back here as you bring the elbows up and the shoulder blades together. So hold, tuck the chin in if you need to. Breathing here, it's harder than it looks. Keep pressing the fingertips in and lifting. Breathing here. Take it halfway now, so keep drawing the shoulders down the back as you hinge to halfway. Keep drawing, keep listening to the body, keep plugging in through the legs and sucking in the bandhas. Lovely. Carefully release that off, hands to the floor, high plank, adjust. So left leg was forward, so left hand forward, your Vashisthasana Vinyasa. So breathing out, breathing in, breathing out and breathing in. A couple more if you can. Lovely. Adjust back to your down dog and hold. Take a moment, just reacquaint your shoulders. Lovely. So sweeping the right leg through to the front now, into your Anjaneyasana lunge. Grab your block, fingertip control again, so this time on the other side. Bend the back knee, curl the tail under, but then straighten it, see if you can get it opening into the hip. Sit the tail down, so you've got to drop the tail and curl it under. Roll the shoulders back and down, fingertips the block, elbows are bent, pushing in, drawing in, and lifting away. So drawing in, lifting away. Harder than it sounds, quite strong work on the shoulders, particularly the triceps, down the sides of the shoulders into the ribs. Breathing here, keep pushing the floor away and adjust into the halfway position. So lengthening and slide, lift the pose a little bit higher if you can. Breathing here, quite strong. Lovely, release it off, hands to the floor, right hand underneath this time, into your Vashisthasana variations. Breathing out and breathing in and breathing out and breathing in. Keep the legs active, breathing out and breathing in. Lovely. Adjust into your down dog. Take a moment and settle here. Breathing, resting, relaxing. Lovely. Very nice. Heart lifts. Excellent. So we've done both sides. Right, we're going to take our crescent twist now. So back to the front of the mat. Okay. Take a deep breath in. You jump the feet from your down dog. Breathe in, sweep up. And breathe out, fold. Breathe in, extend. And fold. Place the hands stride or jump back into your high plank. Okay, chaturanga to up dog. Breathing out to your down dog, just to get a bit of movement into the shoulders. Lovely. So, deep breath in. Going to sweep the left leg forward first again. So left leg through. Crescent lunge again this time. We're going to twist. Okay, so this time, I'm going to take a twist. So, coming up high. Deep breath in. Get your balance, she says. Push the floor away. Lengthen and lift. And then breathe out, fold. I'm going to bring the right hand across. Hands into namaste, first of all. Lengthen, push down and settle. Keep lengthening, keep lifting. Breathing here. And then there is an option to change the pose into the Marcel Marceau hands. So you might not be able to see that. The hands are coming up into cactus with the hands facing forwards. Breathing here, keep drawing the shoulders down the back. Keep drawing the energy up the legs into the belly. Excellent. Breathe out to a down dog to just release the hip and the shoulders. Deep breath in, lift the right leg high and sweep it through to the front. Crescent lunge on the other side, so press through, lifting up, lengthening, finding your balance, and then breathing out. Keep pushing away through the floor, keep drawing the energy into the bandhas as you bring yourself over into the twist, initially with the namaste hands, pushing actively away through both feet. Draw the energy into the bandhas and then change the pose. Draw the shoulders down and away into the Marcel Marceau cactus hands. Drawing in, lifting, lengthening. Lovely. Adjust out, stride back to your down dog. Option here to take the chaturanga if you prefer, so high plank, chaturanga to up dog if you feel like you need to roll those shoulders, which you might after that, into your down dog. Take a moment here, settle. Lovely. Take a deep breath in, stride or jump forward to the front of the mat. Extend, breathe out, fold. We're going to pick up now into our standing balance, so stay low, catch for your Ardha Hasta, push through, lift up, and stretch away, hold, keep activating all four corners of both feet, lifting and holding. Lovely. Doesn't have to be really long, keep drawing that hip into the body, keep activating the bandhas. Lovely. Hold it for a bit longer if you prefer, or release it out. Tadasana, extended Tadasana, and breathe out, fold. Breathe in Ardha, roll the shoulders, lift up into your half Uttanasana. Breathe out, fold, bend the knees, catch, firm up through the right leg this time. Keep pushing, drawing the energy up into the bandhas as you lift yourself up into your Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Activate all four corners of the feet, draw the energy into that leg, back into the body. Lovely. A softness in the base knee I find just helps me not lock out that joint, but it's up to you. Find where you can be safe, stay a bit longer, or release it out. Take a deep breath in. We'll all meet in down dog shortly, so you just work your way down to there however you want to. Take your half vinyasa, or you can just rest straight into your down dog. Your rules, your yoga. So settle here. Take a deep breath in. I'm going to bring the left leg forward again, so stretching the leg up high this time. Sweep through to the front. Then we're going to walk round into the middle. So I'm going to go wide and facing front. So classic Prasarita Padottanasana feet. So up to you whether you just bring those pigeon toes in a little bit or whether you prefer to have them popped out a little bit. So firming up through all four corners of the feet. We really want to feel the musculature over the top of the foot working here. Soften the knees, bring yourself up. Take a moment then. We're going to take Gomukhasana arms. So we'll take, as we had our left foot forward first, we'll take our left arm up first. Stretch up, then drop the shoulder into position and lengthen through the top of the head. Bend at the elbow. You can use the strap here if you prefer, or you can just press the hands into the back of the body, or if you're close enough to catch, catch. So wherever you are at, drop and scoop the right shoulder down and forward and lift the left elbow high. So you feel this kind of natural expansion across the body. Breathing in here and breathing out. Suck the energy into the legs, softening the knees and lengthen out of the tail and folding down. Keep lengthening the front and the back of the body equally as you go down to the floor. Becomes a little bit of a logistical challenge here, so you just can keep lifting the top elbow or bottom elbow as it is now. Keep activating all four corners of the feet and drawing the right shoulder into the body. Lovely. Soften the knees off, push the floor away, bring yourself back up, release it off, roll the shoulders if you need to. Sweep the right arm up this time, drop it into position, lengthen through the body, soften that right elbow and lift that top elbow to the ceiling. Left arm round, strap or press into the back or catch and bind if you can. Lift and open that top tricep. Drop and scoop the left shoulder, breathing in, lengthening. And breathing out, activate the floor. Keep using the floor and take the energy into the bandhas as you keep lengthening through the back and the front equally. And drawing that shoulder up and open and drawing the left shoulder down and in. Breathing here. It's not the easiest and there is a chance you twist slightly, so just straighten up. Breathing here. And then when you're ready, soften the knees, push the floor away. Lift up and lengthen. Release that off. Spin back towards your left foot. Spin over and then into your lunge. High plank. Chaturanga to up dog. High feet, low feet, your core. And push back to your down dog. Right leg high now, sweeping through. I'm just going to spin round, going into Padottanasana again. So again, find your pose. Soften off, bring yourself up. This time going into our eagle arms. So we're going to bring our left arm forward and our right arm over the top. Wrap them around as best you can. Keep the elbows low. Roll the shoulders back and down and scoop the shoulder blades into the back ribs as the heart lifts. Press the hands together and lift up and away. Breathing here. Soften the knees for this one. You really need to sort of be quite buoyant as you lead with the elbows, but the shoulders are still drawing down the back as you fold over. Now it might be that you're near to the floor, so just extend and lengthen, tucking the chin in and breathing here and let gravity do its thing on the shoulders. You'll feel the shoulder blades sliding open and just activate and make sure all four corners of the feet are working really nicely. Soften those knees substantially. Bring yourself back up. The reason we want to soften those knees off is because we've got some real change in the centre of gravity there with both arms forward. So we just want to make sure we save the lower back. So right arm up, left arm over the top. Wrap around, drop the elbows, drop the chin, scoop the shoulders back and in so the heart lifts, breathing in. And breathing out as you keep lengthening the shoulders down the back and the elbows away from the body. Softening the knees as you go over and only straightening when you're feeling comfortable. So keep lengthening the back. That's the main thing with this pose. And drawing the shoulders back and down and apart. Breathing here. Firming up through the feet, the bandhas, lengthening the back. Soften off substantially. Use your glutes and your legs. Push the floor away and bring yourself up. Spin the right foot over that right foot into your standard vinyasa. Stride back, through and uplift, and push back to your down dog. Take a moment here. and rest. So settle, rest onto your knees, onto the floor, your call. Lovely. So one final pose here in a wide leg session. Okay, so we're going to bring ourselves from our down dog back into that wide leg. So you can stretch whichever leg suits you up to the ceiling. Stretch wide again, but this time I'm going to bring the toes out and the heels in, and not as wide as we normally would in our prasaritas. So we're going to bring the knees over the ankle, drop the tail, and curl up. So we're going to sit down in goddess, curl the tail under, drop the weight down as if you've got sort of a plumb bob or sandbags attached to your pelvis. Okay, you're going to go straight down to the floor. Push heels and toes into the floor here to activate the back of the legs. Hands to the knees. Okay, so we're going to lean forward, keep lengthening the spine, but lean forward. The tail will pop out backwards, that's okay. Press the hands into the floor so you feel the shoulders activate and draw them down the back. Deep breath in here. Breathe out. We're going to dip the left shoulder to the right knee. And then up, back to center. And breathe out. Opposite shoulder to opposite knee. Breathe in. Keep pushing the hands into the floor, into the legs, and drop over. So there's kind of subtle sort of snaking movement through the spine. So it's quite a twist. We would like to keep that spine nice and long as we twist and dip the shoulder to the other side. Breathing here, right and up in the center and over to the other side. Keep pushing both feet equally into the floor. Want to feel nicely grounded. It's harder work than it looks, this. I don't want to speed it up because we lose the nice sort of isometric work that's going on here. So if you speed it up, you start to become a bit lax and everything becomes a bit more fluid. If you want to do something more fluid after this, then go back into your prasarita, stretch away. Option to bring the block in here if you need a bit of height. Okay, up to you. I like doing fan pose with the block. It just gives extra lift and means I can stretch the spine away. Deep breath in, fan pose, lengthen, square off through those feet, activate the legs, and breathe out, twist. Breathing here, draw the shoulders down the back, lengthen through the top of the head, even weight through both feet, even though there's a twist, and suck in the bandhas. Breathing here, space. You're wringing out the shoulders, the back and the hips here. So frankly, any latent tension stuck in these areas, as you swap to the other side, lengthen, draw the shoulders away, doesn't stand a chance as we're sort of just really working through neck, shoulders, spine and lower back into hips. Lovely. Hold it. Use this pose. Release off back to the center. Fold yourself down briefly in more of a standard Prasarita A. When you're ready, twist over whichever foot you prefer into your vinyasa. Up and push back. And then when you're ready, you're going to jump through to seated. So down on the floor here, we're still going to be taking our vinyasa shortly. Okay, so we're going to take, as we sit up nice and tall, pull the fleshy bits out. This is a variation on a Marichyasana, so I'm going to sit sideways again so you can see the variation. Okay, so we're going to bring the right leg in, but normally we would bring the heel right up to the bottom, squishing the calf out of the way. This time we still want a bit of space between the legs, but the leg is quite some way away, so the foot might be down past the knee. So there's quite the angle here. Sit up nice and tall, activate both legs. Easier to activate the straight leg than the leg that's a bit further away. We're used to pushing down quite close and lifting. So lift up and lengthen, twisting into the hip. So either catch and turn or hook the elbow through and stretch and turn. holding here. Then you're going to bring both hands into cactus, draw the shoulder blades together and down the back. Keep pulling in that left leg and keep drawing in the bandhas. Lovely. And then bring the hands to namaste. Hold. Try and keep that knee nicely aligned with the hip joint. It does tend to sag in, so bring it back out and just check it's aligned with that second toe. Breathing here. Lovely. Release it off. Straighten the leg. I'll spin to this side now. If the fleshy bits have moved, they usually do, push them back out. Bring the left leg in. So the same position, some way away. Draw the right leg into the body. Push down through both feet and lift up and out of the pelvis. Take a deep breath in. I'm going to spin, so you can just catch and twist, or hook over and twist, press and lift. Use the block at the back if you need extra help, or you can tent the hands. Breathing here. Draw the shoulders back and down. Then bring them up into that cactus. Keep drawing the energy into the right leg and draw the shoulders in and down. Keep breathing, keep lifting. Check that knee hasn't sagged in. Mine was. Lovely. And then hands to namaste. Press and lift the heart. Breathing here. Harder than it looks. Keep breathing. Well done, everyone. Whoa, it's quite hard work. Lovely. Release it off. Excellent. Stretch the legs out. Roll the shoulders back into your Parsvottanasana. So up to you, can be the straight leg version or the bent leg version. You decide. Roll the shoulders back and down. Pop the heart through. Draw the shoulder blades together. Lengthen through the top of the head. Suck the belly in. And lift up and lengthen. Drop the head back and hold. Try to take the tension out of the buttocks. Breathing here. Lovely. Fantastic. Release off. Cross the legs into your vinyasa. So your call, standard vinyasa, or stride or jump back to your high plank and to your Vashisthasana variation. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out and breathing in. Swap sides. Breathing out and breathing in. Breathing out and breathing in. And back to your down dog. Hold your dog for a moment. Just take a minute. Lovely. Very nice. So we're going to go back into the high lunge now. Okay, so this is where we're going to take a variation. So I'm going to take a twist with a loose elbow, okay, with cactus arms. So into your stride forward with your left leg, into your lunge, fingers low, stretch away. You can take this low Anjaneyasana if you prefer, so pad up that back knee and drop down. Breathing in, hand to the floor inside, stretch and lengthen and twist into the reverse. Breathing here. Option to take the variation with the cactus arms either side and then lower down to the floor and change. Hands to the floor, stride back to your down dog. Take a moment, mobilize the shoulders, change the proportion of your dog. And then when you're ready, take the right leg up and through, lengthening away here. Pushing down, again, this can be low if you prefer. Push in and lift, lengthen through the top of the head, spin to the right, extend away, and then adjust into the cactus version. Pushing away, drawing the shoulders in and down, straightening those legs, pushing the floor away actively, sucking in the bandhas, and then adjust back to the standard position and back through your chaturanga to your up dog and to your down dog. Take a moment here, settle. Okay, we're going to take a variation now on Warrior Two. So this is going to bring our left leg through to the front, left leg high, sweep through, find your Warrior Two. So again, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. So we want a nice big warrior. knee above the ankle here, just behind. Really firm up through all four corners of both feet, and the weight is very much over the middle. Rolling the inner thighs out and settling here. Lovely. So we're going to take the front elbow inside and low, okay, and then we're going to bring the hand across, up and over. So the hand is over and clasp the other side of the knee, and we're taking a sort of spin and opening. So it's a bit of an odd one. It's loose on the inside of the thigh, and the hand is cupped the other side, and we're sort of twisting, using that to exacerbate the twist. Swivel, bring yourself up, turn to the other side, lengthen up, up and away, warrior on this side, almost forgot to do that. Settle, lengthen, draw away, shoulders dropping down, elbow inside, hand to the outside of the knee, stretch and lengthen up and over. So it's like a variation, like a sort of a slightly strangely twisted Parsvakonasana. Lovely. Bring yourself back up to a warrior two. Excellent. Back to the middle, or stride through to your down dog. Take a moment here. Option here to take your high plank or your Vashisthasana Vinyasa. So the variations on your Vinyasas you'll call here standard or Vashisthasana Vinyasa. Settle. And then when you're ready, lying yourself down onto the floor. So we're going to take a little variation on the Sphinx forearm plank here. So it's a little sort of movement. Okay, so I'm going to take our Sphinx. So lying prone, lift each leg away, bring the elbow underneath the shoulder girdle and maybe in a little bit here actually. So really sphinxy hands, push the elbows into the floor as you draw the shoulders round and down and pop the heart through. Lovely. Bring the toes underneath. I've just got to make sure they're on the mat. Lovely. So Sphinx, breathe out, forearm plank. Low down, Sphinx, and forearm plank. Breathing out. Breathing in, lower. Pop the heart through, forearm plank. Sphinx. And breathe out. Forearm plank. Keeping that tail low. I think my bum's going a bit high. Lovely. Lower down, pop through. So you can feel the mobility here. Take a rest, fold the arms, turn the head, or you can take an optional vinyasa here. So you can release the lower back off. Well done. Lovely. So here then, coming back down to lying. So we're going to be on our fronts and then turning onto our sides. So we do need a block here. This is quite a strange one. So it's a supraspinatus stretch. It might be a muscle that you didn't even know you had, okay? So we're going to carefully settle ourselves, okay? I'm going to do this both sides. I'm going to speed it up slightly, but you can take your time over it, okay? So you're going to rest the head on the block. The arm comes straight out of the shoulder, straight out in front to the elbow, okay? So nicely aligned here. Everything's nicely aligned in the body, okay? Resting the head down. Going to bring the arm to 45 degrees and flop the hand. And I'm going to use the other hand on top of the wrist to just gently guide that stretch down. Lovely. So you should feel a stretch coming up through the deltoid into the top of the shoulder, possibly round. Okay, stretching. Lovely. Relaxing it off. If you need to, take a moment, push it down, stretch away. Lovely. Then you're going to straighten up and actively resist. Draw the elbow and the shoulder back into themselves as you push back up. A different stretch, similar but different. Breathing here. Lovely. Repeat the floppy push. You might go a bit further. You might feel it starting to really get into, right deep into the shoulder head. Lovely. Then resist. Changing that stretch. Lovely. Repeat on the other side. So spin around onto the other side. Rest your head. Bring the elbow and the shoulder nicely aligned. Bend. Okay, settle yourself. You can rest how you want here. Rest the head. Arms straight up. Check the alignment. Flop the hand as you draw over to 45 degrees and press down and stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Gently guiding it just to where it's comfortable. Straighten up and resist. Hold and breathe. Relax. Push. Might go a bit further this time. Lovely. And then resist. Lovely. Release that off. Okay. Fantastic. Stretch away. Going to bring ourselves, okay, into just a seated position momentarily. Just roll the shoulders. Press the hands together. Drop the shoulders down. Just stretch that out. Pushing the hands together, releasing that off slightly differently around the shoulder. Lovely. So before we go into our final poses, there's just two more poses before we go into an inversion, okay, and then lying twists and to Shavasana. So we're just taking it down a notch now. So don't need the blocks, don't need the strap anymore. Okay, so carefully does it then. We're going to bring ourselves into the pectoral muscle, front of the shoulder here, into the pectoral muscle, into the deltoid stretch. Okay, you've done this one with me a few times. So just slight variation today. So we're going to lie prone again, lying on the floor. You can take a vinyasa in between while I chat through this pose if you prefer. Lengthen the legs away. Settle yourself down, chin on the floor. You're going to have one arm in cactus. Okay, the other arm doesn't really matter. It's just going to push away for the moment. Okay, so carefully does it. Going to bend the right leg, okay, stretch away from the shoulder here and activate this arm, the cactus arm, into the floor. Okay, push and roll. Okay, bring that right leg across and stretch. Find where you can be comfortable and rest. It's quite strong, so breathing here. Lovely. Release it off lightly and then see if you can lift the hand and lift the elbow. Lift the hand and lift the elbow. Lovely. Roll it off onto the other side. So cactus on the other side. Push off, roll over. Just got to watch the mic pack here. Push it out of the way. Lovely. Stretch and lengthen away from the hand. Roll over and press, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. So you're pushing in and opening. Let the stretch release. Just wait for it to release. Could be a little while. Feeling across the front of the chest, across into the top of the shoulder, down the arm even, down into the serratus, maybe down the side of the body. Release it off lightly and lift the hand and the elbow. Hand and the elbow. Roll it back up. Now comfortably, I'm in front of the area where I'm going to take my headstand, okay? If you have not done a headstand with me and you're not comfortable with doing it at home, because obviously there is a significant risk to your cervical vertebra and your neck, so just take it easy. You don't have to do this pose. You can take a legs up the wall. Viparita Karani is still a valid inversion, okay? It's lovely. Just take care going in and out of that pose or any other inversion that you prefer. If you prefer to do the headstand, it's actually a tripod headstand today. Okay, so carefully does it. Normal headstand rules apply. I've got my head ready to be padded up here because it's quite a hard floor, this one, and a thin mat. Okay, so tucking in, finding that platform at the top of the head, bringing the hands underneath the elbows and drawing the elbows in and together. So draw the shoulders away, draw them down the back and push
the hands into the floor. So you feel the shoulder blades activate and slide. Carefully does it, tuck the toes under and lift yourself up. Your call, whether you just stay here, whether you take one leg up, the other leg up, or whether you carefully bring yourself up into the headstand. Oh, got a bit of balance issues today. Pushing into those hands and see if you can find your headstand. Breathing here. So I'm going to truncate this sequence for the benefit of the timings, okay? But you can stay in this pose for as long as you like, okay? Just settle and hold. All that happens after this pose, okay, is that we're going to take our lying twists. So we're going to bring ourselves down to the floor. Take your optional yoga mudrasana if you prefer. It's quite a nice shoulder opener just to finish on. Still drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Settling, lightly engage bandhas. Taking your 10 breaths in your yoga mudrasana. And finally, before you take your shavasana, entirely up to you, whether you take variations on lying twists. It could just be a nice apanasana. It could be just a stretching out those shoulders. So taking those cross leg lying twists, stretching away and lengthening. Just check this is still on. Yes. And stretching away, opening up through the shoulders, through the back, lower back and into the hips. So carefully does it then as we come up to 65 minutes, relaxing yourself into Shavasana. If you have got all the time in the world, then you can take your time here, spending time in your lying twists and spending time in your Shavasana. So as we change our orientation, feeling the weight and shape of our bodies lying on the earth, and there's an active submission to gravity, so we're letting ourselves go consciously, turning our attention to our breath. An appreciative inquiry of mindfulness. Things to take your time over in the days and weeks to come. Sit quietly and breathe. Make a cup of tea or coffee slowly and make the space to drink it, savouring it, sip by sip. Become passionately absorbed in something you enjoy. Build some Lego, do a jigsaw, bake a cake. Stare out of the window. Do some colouring in. Don't feel guilty. Keep watch for the ideas that come from left field. Honour them when they arrive.
Transform a journey. Enjoy waiting at the traffic lights. Notice what you hear. When you're walking around, look at what you see. Really look. Notice how you feel. You are here, after all. Set your phone alarm for a few times throughout the day to remind you to stay wakeful with an open-hearted presence. Give your attention to whatever you're doing, whether that's some work or the washing up. Be kind to yourself. You don't have to be perfect. Stop judging. Give yourself a break. Count 10 breaths. It doesn't take long, but it opens up powerful space within you and around you. Perform the miracle of walking. Take it slow. You have more time than you think. Find a journal that will inspire you. Write, doodle, draw, cut, paste, draw, dream. Do one thing at a time, then the next. Be liberated from the panic of switching tasks. And finally, savour the peace that comes with a quieter mind and sense the presence of your soul waiting patiently beyond it. Thanks to Brian Draper from the book Soulfulness. Bring your awareness back to the sounds you can hear around you. Move your fingers and your toes very gently and notice how your skin feels against the air and your body against the floor very gently. Bring a bit of movement. Stretch your arms up above your head. Stretch your way into the long dog stretch and maybe force or catch a yawn. Hug your knees into your chest, either one at a time or both together. And when it feels comfortable, either roll onto your right hand side and come up, or come straight up to a comfortable seated position. Take a deep breath in, sweep your arms wide, bring them up above the head, and breathe out. Thank you, and namaste. Till we meet again on the mat, hopefully later this week. See you soon. Thank you. Bye.